How old were you when you had your first drink of alcohol? For most people, the answer would be under the age of 21, which is the legal drinking age here in the United States. Well, after my 18th birthday, and the older I've gotten throughout the years, made me realize that the drinking age being 21 really doesn't make that much sense. The U.S. drinking age should be lowered. The drinking age should be lowered because you are legally considered an adult when you turn 18. The drinking age should be lowered because then adult crimes would go down, and the drinking age should be lowered because other times and places throughout history have had a lower drinking age. Now for my first point, you are legally considered an adult when you turn the age of 18. When you turn the age of 18, you are entering into the adult world. There are many things that you can do come your 18th birthday, such as get a tattoo, buy and use tobacco, get sued, get married, buy a lottery ticket, donate money, gamble, buy your own house, sign a contract, and vote. There are many things that could also be added to this list. All these things are pretty big steps into the adult world. But so why do we need to wait 3 more years to have a drink legally? Another huge thing you can do when you turn 18 is fight for your own country. You can go away to another country and be fighting and away from your family and risk your own life, but you can't have a drink of alcohol. This is the big point that doesn't really make that much sense to me. I believe that if you're getting shot at in the desert, that you are able to have a drink after that. So now that I covered what it's like being 18, I'm now on to my second point, is if the drinking age is lowered, then young adult drinking crimes would also go down. How many people have you known that have gotten in trouble for underage drinking? If the drinking age is lowered, then a lot of adult crimes would go down and people would get in trouble less with the law. This is a big issue in college especially. People who get in trouble for drinking don't typically just stop drinking after that. So in my eyes, I think that young people are going to drink either way, whether it's legal or not. I believe if you are old enough to live on your own and be in college, then you are responsible enough to choose if you want to drink or not. According to an article written by John McArdle titled "Yes, the U.S. drinking age should be lowered," he is flat out just talking about how the drinking age just isn't working in the United States today. One quote that really stuck out to me is when he says, "The 21-year-old drinking age is a bad social policy and just a terrible law." He also states that the drinking age being 21 has made drinking behind closed doors more common, which could lead to more serious problems. If the age was just lowered, then the police force could spend more time on serious crimes. And now to my last point. There are many places and times throughout history who have done this before. The drinking age should be lowered because many other places and times throughout history have done this before. In an article in the New York Times by Pam Bullock, she talks about in 2008 how Vermont State Representative Richard C. Marin tried to get the drinking age to be lowered. Other states, including South Dakota, have also tried to do this before. I think it is important to point out that even state representatives think that it's a good idea for the drinking age to be lowered. Also, according to a chart I found on ICAP.org, it showed that hundreds of countries outside the U.S. have had a lower drinking age, and some don't even have any at all. The Bahamas, Chile, Mexico, France, Turkey, Greece, and many other countries have a drinking age of 18. So why can't the U.S.? We are supposed to be the freest country in the world, but we can't legally have a drink until the age of 21. An article I read from the American Journal of Public Health by several different authors says that in 1934 was when the drinking age officially was made to 21, and it wasn't until 1974 when the drinking age for beer was lowered to 18, but wine and liquor was still at the age of 21. And it wasn't until 1987, 13 years later, when they changed the drinking age for everything, beer, liquor, and wine, to be 21. And the only reason that happened is because states didn't want to lose millions of dollars for federal highway funds. The fact that a lower drinking age has been done in history should make us more confident in this happening again. Now today I told you why I believe the drinking age should be lowered. It should be lowered because you are legally considered an adult when you turn the age of 18, because young adult drinking crimes would go down, and because other times and places throughout history have made this happen. I hope you can all see why I truly believe that the drinking age should be lowered, but I also wanted to point out I don't necessarily think that it should be 18. I understand the fact that you don't want high school kids going to the bars at night when the drinking age could also be 19, which typically most people are out of high school then. and and you are still at the age of being an adult. Either way, I believe it just needs to be lowered in general.